everyone. Welcome to the Sevella and Cecilia show today. I am chatting with Sevella on what it means to stick and stay in your business and in life. So for those who don't know us, Sevella and I are both online marketing experts. We teach people digital marketing strategies. We give them systems and tools that they can use and put in place to make money. These are real opportunities, none of those pie in the sky pipe dream things you see about. We'll talk more about that later. Sevilla and I met in this online space, which is the only way that I know of where you can meet amazing people that are outside of your city, but are inside of your comfort zone. So Sevilla's been a great friend to me, and I follow her posts and I'm always watching her videos. So I asked her to join in with us today because she's seen a lot of some of the similar things that I have seen. And we thought we could drop a few tidbits of information with you guys today about what it means to stick and stay. So with that, Sevella, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks out there.
Hey, my name is Sevella Turner. I have been online for about a year and a half, 2 years now.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. And yes, Cecilia's correct. We've met online and I just love meeting a lot of people online. So what I do is I have several different businesses and I love them all. It takes too long to actually get into each and every one of them, but digital marketing and helping others is one of the things that I love the most.
Yes.
So I'm not going to get into each one because it can be too detailed and take too long. Okay.
Right. Well, we know that you have a wealth of knowledge and information. And if anybody wants to find out about one of your 7 businesses or all 7, all they have to do is friend you on Facebook, Sevella Turner, and you also have a website, sevellaturner.com as well. So they can reach out to you there. So we do a lot of similar activities, and we met, as I said, online because I basically saw the value in what she was posting, what she was saying, and vice versa as well. And we have seen a lot of things come and go in this online space. And I asked Sevella to join me today because I want to talk about what it means to stick and stay. So just imagine if you had a real job and every 90 days you were getting a new job. Probably by the 3rd employer, I don't think you're going to be getting too many more job offers.
That's right.
But that's exactly what people do in this online space. You know, they give it 30, 60, maybe 90 days, and they're like, oh, I haven't made any money yet. And they're off to the next thing. And they're not even making an educated decision on the next thing they're joining because they're seeing all this, make $100 a day. I made $3,000 last month. And, you know, they're falling for the hype man, but they're not understanding what it takes to get to that. So Sevella, give us a little bit of information on some of the different things that you tried when you weren't in the stick and stay mode.
Well, in the beginning, I was that person for sure. You know, you see people, my first opportunity, I actually saw a lady flashing money, 20s, 100s, you know, I'm like, oh, wow, you can make that kind of money. That was in the beginning.
Right.
I jumped on board like most people do. And I didn't make any money quickly or anything. I actually didn't make any money. And then I saw somebody else do the same thing, except they wasn't doing it with money. They were just saying you can make $150 a day, $200 a day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump on board with that. Pay my fees, you know, you got to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
I did it for maybe 3 times. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not gonna keep doing this. So I did finally join an opportunity that I'm still with.
Good.
That's what I think you should do. You really have to look at it where when you see people just showing money, flashing and that kind, I'm not saying that's a bad person. I'm saying that's probably not, you know, the way you want to go. Don't just look at the shiny object or the money or the flashiness. Don't just look at that. Do your research and then decide on where you want to go. And once you make a decision on what company you want to join, what business, then stick with it and find a mentor or coach or someone, your sponsor, someone that know what they're doing. Stick with that person, follow whatever blueprint they have for you, and just go from there and stick with it because it is like a job, except it's the online business, right?
Yes.
So you're job hopping, you're business hopping. It's the same concept, exactly the same. So that's what I found. So I have people every day asking me, are you still in this business? Are you still in that business? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Ask me, do you want to join this new business? You know, they pop up every couple of weeks, you see new businesses.
Yes.
I can't do that. I need to stick with what I have and grow it. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So that's what I've seen along the way so far.
Well, I can totally agree and relate to that. And even when I think about my engineering career, the shortest time I think I was with the company was 1 year. And that was because the company was on the verge of shutting down. So I saw the writing on the wall and I jumped off the ship. Right. But my longest stint has been 10 years. And when I think about my career, everywhere I've went, I've always had some sort of advancement or promotion. And the reason why I've gotten that is because I stayed with the company. I had the knowledge, I had the skills. So when an opportunity presented itself, I was there to take advantage of it. And that's the same thing that I find that happens in business. But because people have such a microwave mentality when it comes to business, and they see all the flash and the glam, like we talk about shiny object syndrome. I think some people call it the squirrel syndrome, you know, like when your dog's outside and you see the squirrel or whatever, and people don't understand. It's like when you get with something, if you believe in the company, you believe in what it is they have to offer, you very well might not make any money your first 90 days, but you're not supposed to. Most people who make money right off the bat, in my opinion, in my experience, is because they already have a following or a tribe that comes with them. So when you see those people flashing money or talking about, this is what was in my mailbox today, or check out my PayPal account, most of those people don't start from scratch or ground zero like we did. They came with something and they already had a foundation built, but we're only seeing the end result. See, nobody sees the struggle and nobody talks about the struggle. All they talk about is, how you like me now?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The struggle is real. It really is, especially in the beginning.
For sure.
You have to be consistent. A lot of people, you know, they join an opportunity and you can make money. Really, I think you can make money in any opportunity if you believe in it, like Cecilia said, right? You have to be consistent, though. You cannot, do something today, and forget about it. And then next week, you do something. It's like once a week you do something. People are going to forget about you. It's like to your job, your 9 to 5. Do you go to work once a week?
Exactly.
Learn that job when you first started? No, you go every day, 5 days a week generally. Some people work different shifts, but you still go to work every day. It's the same thing online. You have to work it, and then eventually it becomes easier and easier, and you do more following and people and et cetera. And it does get easier. So when you stick with the first company or whatever you're doing, when you stick with it the first time, it gets easier, and then you can add another stream of income. I'm going to always say adding streams of income is awesome. I like that, but don't just hop. Start with one, learn it, perfect it, teach others, whatever it is that you're doing, and then add another one. That's my suggestion.
And I totally agree with that, because if you're not good at one, you're not going to be good at two. If you didn't make money in the first opportunity, you're not going to make money in the next opportunity, because you're not taking the time to gain the knowledge, get the information, and build the skill set you need in order to have the ability to add another stream of income. And that's why a lot of businesses, especially network and affiliate marketing, get a bad rap, because they're like, oh, I spent $97 and they said I'd make it back in 3 weeks. Well, they didn't say you make it back. They said you got to put in the work. Nothing happens inside a bubble. There are no free rides anymore. When I think about, working folks, they have their 8 hours of work, a half hour at lunch, and then at least a 30-minute commute both ways, So basically you're looking at a 9 and a 10 or a 10.5-hour day going to work for someone else. But God forbid you ask that same person to put in 4 hours training with you 3 times a week.
Right, exactly.
Or they even do it for themselves, because once again, they're falling for the shiny object syndrome, and they think that what they see is realistic, and what others show, they can have it too. And it's not to say they can't, but you got to be willing to put in the work.
You have to put in the work. You have to be consistent. I mean, when I first started, when you have, let's say, 3 opportunities at once, every day you're like, oh my God, what do I got to do over here? What do I have to do here? What do I have to do here? You know what I mean? And so that's one of the reasons why you have to, in my opinion, start with one, perfect it, then you're going to know what to do on a daily basis, right? And then it becomes natural, and then add the second stream, and then you add it, and then you just add it into your daily routine. It becomes a no-brainer, and on and on and on. I mean, you can have as many as you want, but you have to start with the first one, stick with it, learn it, and then share it, and then just move from there. This hopping, that's
you know where, and we'll waste a lot of money.
and your time, actually. And you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get I was so frustrated. But I was in the beginning, I really was. You will get frustrated because you're not seeing the money come in like you thought you would. And the money will come, but you do have to be consistent. You do.
Yes. And consistency is the key, because one of the webinars I was on last week, they were discussing about how people think, like you said, you'll hop on this week and won't hop on again until next week. And they were also talking about, is providing value dead? People are like, well, I'm putting out all this value and I'm giving away all this knowledge and nobody's joining with me. Nobody's interested in me. But one of the things they talk about in the webinar is, where are you putting this information?
Right.
If you're putting it on your page and you got 300 total, either followers or fans or whatever, or if it's just on your personal page and your personal page is full of friends and family, they're not interested in what it is you're doing.
Exactly.
You have to make sure you're putting yourself in the environment where people are going to be interested in what you have to say. So what I like that you mentioned too is getting good at one thing. So what are some of the tools that you use to get good at your first thing, so that way you can add more streams of income?
Well, my first real opportunity, not the I hopped on initially, but the first one I took serious, I actually went into the back office. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of learning and just reviewing all the videos, all the stuff they have for you. I know some companies don't offer that, but this one does. And so I was able to do that. And also in our group, you ask questions. I mean, you need to ask questions. How else are you going to know if you don't ask questions, right? And so I just did a lot of reviewing of stuff and just learning. And I just actually learned. That's how I did it. And so that's what I do for my team. I do the same thing. I do different things to help them move along, on their journey. So that's what and I still do that. I mean, whatever I decide to do, I always research, learn it, videos, whatever it takes. That's exactly what I do. Okay.
Right. And a lot of people think what we're saying about, having that approach of learning, doing, teaching can be overwhelming, but it's really not, because we're not hand-holding each and every individual person that comes on board. We have systems in place, whether it's reports, PDFs, videos. There are things in place where we can send people to get the tools that they need to be successful in the opportunities that we have available. It's not about taking one individual person, because somebody will get overwhelmed if they think, oh my gosh, I got to put in all this time with one person. What if I had 10 people? What if I had 20? And my first thing is, you don't have nobody now. Let's be clear.
That's right. That's right.
But most importantly, when you can show somebody a duplicatable system, that takes some of the pressure off. It alleviates the stress that they feel about, when people get into the type of business that we do, they're like, oh, I can never do this. But when you can actually show them the tools and systems that are in place, it takes that pressure off, to where they're like, oh, okay, well, I can show somebody a video. I can send this free PDF, so it just makes it so much easier. So what are some of the obstacles that you personally had to overcome as you took yourself from one income stream to adding another and another?
Well, one of the obstacles that I found that for myself was when I get up in the morning, you have a routine. I have a routine. I didn't have a business routine in the beginning. It was all over the place. So for me, that just, now that I know, it's ridiculous. All over the place, because you're confused and you just don't know where to start. And then by the end of the day, you don't get anything done because you're all over the place.
Right.
So I have learned to have a daily method where I have a system in place for myself, and from the time I wake up to the time, I stop my online work for the day. So
Right.
that has helped me, is having a daily method of action. Every single day, I know exactly what to do. I have a calendar right here. I write stuff down, and I have a calendar over there. I'm looking over there because I have it over there. That I also write stuff down depending on the business. I have a journal. A journal is also helpful.
Oh yes, I journal every day.
To write things in, for follow up and different things like that. You have to have things in place to really help you overcome those obstacles, to make your life simpler and easier during the day. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place like me. I say that all the time. I tell my team that all the time. It is really helpful. Even if you don't have a team or anything, it's going to help you in your daily journey and just learning different things.
Okay. Well, if you see me looking down, I'm actually on my phone and commenting or waving at people that are joining in, sharing this time with us today. And like I said, Sevella was gracious enough to give me just a few minutes of her day, part of her daily routine. And I like how you say daily, because we can't emphasize enough. It is important that you take action daily to do something for your business. And it's because you have to have that discipline. The same way that you were disciplined to go to work, you need to be that disciplined, and sometimes even more disciplined to do it for yourself. It's really easy. Oh, thank you, Miss Tasha. She says she's digging all the love that we're showing. Okay. So yes. So it's even that more important to do it for yourself, because there is nobody pushing you. With the job, if you don't show up, you're gonna have to answer to your boss. You're gonna have to look at the eye rolls from your coworkers. You do it too many times, you're gonna have to sit down with HR. But when you're working for yourself, it's really easy to get into that I just don't feel like it mode. And when you're not making money or you're not making progress, it's even easier just to say, forget it, I'm over it, it's not working. And then of course you see the next fancy ad pop up in your news feed and you're like, oh, well, I'll try that.
That's so true. So true. I mean, I find that my mind just went blank. I find that what you just said about the jobs and that type of thing, you have to, it's more working for yourself. I mean, I love it. I'm not saying, it's worth it. It really is worth it. But because like right now it's summertime, right? So you want to go out, enjoy the weather and have all this fun, and you can still do all those things. But before you do that, you have to sit down and put in at least an hour a day. You have, that is an absolute must. And then you know what? Go out and enjoy the day, because she's right. I don't have anyone to say, hey, Sevella, you have this interview with Cecilia this morning. Be there. This is like a meeting. This is kind of like a team meeting, right? Yes. You have at work. At work, they send you a reminder email. You have that meeting at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, right? They send you something, and then you see all your other team members get ready to go to the meeting. We don't have that. No, we don't have that at all. So you have to be able to make sure you stay on track, because we all are human and we can all get interrupted so easily with calling our family, friends. What you doing today? Oh yeah, let's go out shopping or whatever. You know what I mean? Yes. Done, then go out and enjoy. That's really what it's all about.
And I like how you said an hour a day, because it's not like, if you don't have a job, I remember I was watching Dr. Phil. This was back in 2008, 2009, after the housing crisis. And there was a couple on there, and the guy was just all, woe is me, because his company was impacted by the downturn or whatever. And one of the things Dr. Phil said, well, if you're not working 8 hours at a job, you need to be working 8 hours looking for a job.
Yep, that's right.
So in this online space, since we are both professional full-time home business owners, many a days I've worked 8, 10, 11 hours a day. It's all about doing what it takes to get the job done.
That's right.
It started with me making a commitment to getting the training and the information that I needed. So my commitment started at, a couple of hours a day. Actually, I set my goal at 10 hours a week. So if it got to Thursday and I was only at 4 hours, that to me was my mental, okay, you better pump it up, girlfriend, because you got to get 10 hours in by Sunday or whatever. So, but we have to set these own personal goals for ourselves, because at the end of the day, there is nobody pushing us to succeed except ourselves. And right now I am extremely committed to being successfully unemployed, as I've mentioned.
I love it.
love it. It's not that I'm adverse to going back to work, but it has to be the right opportunity. I don't want to take anything, the environment, the culture, the job itself, what I'm going to be doing, all of that needs to be a good fit for where I am today. But having this as an opportunity to be able to maintain my lifestyle is nothing short of a blessing, and meeting wonderful people like you is just the icing on the cake. So I do appreciate you taking the time to share with the crew out there why it is so important to stick and stay, because if you're not successful at this, you will not be successful at the next thing.
That's very, very true. Stick and stay. I mean, it's super important, and don't just, like I said, I have people really every day, every other day asking me, sending me things. Look at this, check this out. I really am not interested.
Yeah.
I am not interested. Not that it's not a good, I am just not interested. I'm building what I already have.
Yes.
Building my company, what I already have. I am not interested in adding anything else at the moment. Not to say I won't later, but right now I'm focused on what I'm already doing. So you do the stick, stay, progress, and then you will reap the benefits as time go on. It's like a bonus. You will nice bonus. If you stay focused for the year, you're gonna get a good bonus at the end of the year, if that makes sense.
And it won't be a 50-cent pay raise. I saw that in one of your posts.
It's that much. Somebody responded to that saying they got, I think it was 12 or 13. I remember I got a 12-cent bonus. Not bonus, raise. I was so upset and hurt. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
Back in the day, I'm like, I did all this work for a year and I got 12 cents?
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Right.
Don't have to deal with that anymore. I give my own self raises and bonuses and that kind of stuff. But I don't even think it's 50 cents anymore. It depends on the company.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Somebody responded to that and they said, I think theirs was less than 50 cents. So it really depends on your company. And that's so sad.
It is, especially in corporate America when they're getting all the tax breaks from the new tax laws. The people at the top got summer homes, winter homes, extra homes. We try to
get 12 cents. I get a 12-cent raise. Come on.
Right.
And we're doing all the work.
I know it's insulting. Yes.
So anyway, I'm not gonna get on that bandwagon because I can talk about that one.
Exactly. And once again, I just want to say Sevella and I are not encouraging anyone to quit their job, leave their job. We are just encouraging you to have multiple streams of income. I think it was Warren Buffett who said that if you only have one stream of income, you may soon find yourself with no income. And I believe it was Zig Ziglar who said, do more than what you're paid for, because you will soon get paid for more than what you do. And that's what it is about, providing value. That's why I'm doing this video here today, because Sevella and I, we are living, breathing, real life people who started off with shiny objects. I mean, I can't even tell you, actually, I won't tell you how many things that I jumped in that I am no longer a part of or affiliated with, because I followed the bouncing ball. Once I realized that I am the ball and I don't need a bounce anymore, then that's where I started seeing positive change and growth in my business. So if you don't have a secondary stream of income, I implore you to get one. Sevella, as I mentioned, if you want to reach out and see what she's doing, go ahead and friend her, send her a message. Don't send her a message to tell her about your opportunity. If you're interested in what she's doing and you want to be part of her team, then reach out to her. And then myself, as you know, I call myself the engineer by education, home business owner by desire. I like to help network and affiliate marketers learn how to use digital marketing strategies to build their brand and their business online. So if you want to reach out to either of us, I told you how to reach Sevella. I'll put a link for myself in the, I guess I can't do it from here because I did a chat thing. I'll figure it out. But nonetheless, Sevella, I so appreciate your time today. Any parting words for our guests?
Thank you so much, Cecilia, for having me today. And the parting words would be just, focus, be consistent. You can do this. It may seem hard in the beginning, but if I can do this, a person who is not, I am not a techie person. I used to not be, should say that, a techie person, but now I am. If I do this, you can absolutely do this as well. You just need to be consistent, quit bouncing all over the place, stick with one thing, and then move from there. And I wish everybody well on their journey.
Definitely. And also, if you're struggling, get a mentor or a coach. Sevella and I provide these services, but you need to have somebody navigate. I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with Camille, and it's Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, everybody. They got coaches, okay? And they're at the top of their game, and they still have a coach. So if they're getting a coach, don't think that you don't need a coach. The coach will help shortcut the time it takes for you to get from point A to point B. So make that investment in yourself, get a coach, get a mentor, get an accountability partner, get somebody to help you along this journey, because it gets rough in the water sometimes, but if you're holding your hand, you'll make it through. And Sevella, thank you for being the friend holding my hand.
You're welcome.
Well, all right, friends, I'm going to close this out for today. As I said, if you want to reach Sevella or I, you know how to reach us. Thank you so much for joining in. If you got value from this video and you know people who need to learn how to stick and stay, please like, comment, and share. Thank you for all the comments, love, and hearts that you provided for us today. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. God bless.
Bye.
Okay. There we go. We're all